Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of Science and Computer Technology for the webinar International Event Entrepreneurial Pathway to Entrepreneurial Success. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Novita and I will be hosting you for today's event. Now, please let me welcome our special guest for today. Welcome to the Honorable Dr. Sajida Qureshi, as the Deputy Director of Quality Assurance and Global Partnership, ILMA University from Pakistan. Dr. Atikah Johari, as an Associate Research Fellow, Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability from University Malaysia Perlis. To the Honorable Wibi Ardi Alvianto, M.Pd, as a Lecturer of Visual Communication Design, STEKOM University. And last but not least, also to the honorable guests and audience today. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes here. Today's session is being live streamed on Universitas STEKOM YouTube channel. And for today's event, we will start with Indonesian national anthems and continue with the opening speech by Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso, represented by Mr. Adi Nugroho as a head of computer graphic department. And the next section, we will start with the main event presentation by our special guest today and continue with the Q&A session and take a picture for documentation and lunch time for closing. Further, for the square of this morning agenda, we will sing our national anthems. For the operator today, you can start this session today. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And we will go to the next session for the opening speech. Yeah. The most responsible person for the conduction of this skill international event to give an opening speech from Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso, represented by Dr. Adi Nugroho, and continue with the main event with the handler with moderator today, Miss Hafizah Abdul Rahim. So we will welcome to our conduction first, Mr. Adi Nugroho. The time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Novita. Okay, thank you for all. Greeting to the honorable of all webinar speaker and also all the honorable student and all the participant of this webinar. Thank you very much for giving me a floor. That my pleasure to have a couple of words at beginning of this webinar. My name is Johari from Computer Graphic Department, STEKOM University. I'm representing Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso as our rector for a few words because in today's session our rector can not join this session because of some of his activities. First, I would like to express my gratitude to the international office from ILMA University from Pakistan, University Malaysia Perlis from Malaysia, and STEKOM University from Indonesia for organizing such a network of such events which are very useful for students from many countries. And then I would like to express my gratitude to all the university employees who are involved in this arranging of this series of webinar with the participation of all experts from different countries. Entrepreneurial pathway to entrepreneurial success is a very important and crucial part of a higher education to be a success in the future. Understanding entrepreneurship is a very important knowledge, and in today's webinar, we will have a specialist and expert to share their experience and their knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, through this webinar international event, I hope we can get information for about entrepreneurial pathway to entrepreneurial success. And finally, I wish for participants to enjoy the program today and to get knowledge from this webinar. Thank you and enjoy this event.
Thank you so much for the conduction, Dr. Ardi. And now we will go to the main event and will be handled with our moderator today, Ms. Hafizah Adul Rahim, as an Associate Research Fellow, Center of Excellence for Social Innovation from University Malaysia Perlis. For Ms. Hafizah, you can handle this session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Novita. First and foremost, I would like to greeting to all the audience, especially the staff of STEKOM as well as a representative from the Pakistan. And today we're going to have an international webinar, which is the title of Entrepreneurial Pathway and Entrepreneurial Success. And we're going to have 3 speakers for today's session. We will start with the guideline for today's session. We're going to give 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes for every speakers. And we will start our session with first round with every speakers need to present 20 to 30 minutes. And after we complete first round of presentation to share their thoughts and ideas, and then we will start with the session of Q&A. Without further ado, I would like to call Ms. Sajida Qureshi, the Deputy of Director of Qualitative Assurance and Global Partnership from ILMA, Pakistan. The floor is yours, and you're going to have 20 to 30 minutes to share your thoughts and idea on today's webinar. Please welcome Ms. Sajida. Ms. Sajida, you are muted. Okay.
Yeah. Pardon?
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Pardon?
Right.
Ms. Hafizah.
Yes.
I'm apologize before for first presenter will be from STEKOM University because he have another schedule right now. So please first speaker and the second Dr. Sajida. Is it okay?
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry about that.
No worries.
Your face still mute, Miss Hafizah.
Okay. Sorry for the communication. Now I will call Mr. Wibi Ardi Alvianto, the Director of Student Affairs and Lecturer of Visual Communication and Design from STEKOM University. Okay, without further ado, I would like to call Mr. Wibi. The floor is yours, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hafizah, for the time. Hello, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Wibi Ardi Alvianto. I am a lecturer from STEKOM University, and I'm very happy because this time I can share my material about entrepreneurship, because in 2023, we know we must understand how to start our business. So I want to share my PPT. Yes, maybe this is a little thing if we want to start our business. So my title is Tips for Successful Starting a Business for Beginners. And we have 4 points to know how to start our business. And for you, the beginners, you need to see this until finish. Part 1, we need to know about what is entrepreneur. Okay, entrepreneur is a process of identifying, developing, and reaching a vision to life that ends with the establishment of a business. The notion or definition of entrepreneurship is while in general, the definition of entrepreneurship is an independent business or business activity with the condition that all resource and effort are borne by business actor in identifying the new product, determining concept and production process, developing strategies to marketing and managing capital. The purpose of this activity is to produce something of higher value than when it was processed before. People who carry out entrepreneurial activity are called entrepreneurs. It is he who is responsible for preparing the operational management of the entire activity process. From procurement to product marketing, entrepreneurs also have the ability to be able to read market trends so they don't get the wrong target in marketing their product. From the definition of entrepreneurship above, you can understand the notion of entrepreneurship is the process of establishing and running a business or enterprise. Entrepreneurial activities carry out later develop into entrepreneurship. The term entrepreneurship itself, the equivalent of the word entrepreneurship in before being translated, you often refer to self-employed because some experts consider that there is no significant difference. However, there are also those who think that actually being self-employed and entrepreneurship are two different things. Entrepreneurial people can be sure to have their own business or businesses. Well, self-employment can something also be done by working for other people. The use of the two term is often overlapping. If it is concluded that the difference between entrepreneurship is a mental attitude or form of business or operation. This is definition of entrepreneurship according to experts. From GPC, entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs who are able to manage their resource economically, effectively and efficiently, and from a low level of productivity to high one. The definition of an entrepreneur is someone who manages, organizes, and dares to take all the risks in creating a business and business opportunity. From Harvey Levenstein, The definition of entrepreneurship is an activity that includes the thing needed to create a run company when our market have not been formed or have not been clearly identified, or the component of the production function are not fully known. So what the entrepreneur goals? The produce something that larger than before being processed. The encourage enthusiast or social entrepreneur influence to others to help build good and component entrepreneurial characteristic to produce many qualified entrepreneurs to help build community wherever. So after understanding the meaning of entrepreneurship, you may wonder what is the meaning and purpose entrepreneurship. The main goal of entrepreneurship, of course, is to make a profit. However, it turned out that there are still several other goals. So this is entrepreneurial characteristic. First, always think positive. Having high creativity and innovation, result-oriented, have a leadership soul. Positive thinking is important if you want to start an entrepreneur, especially when you are going to make decision in a business. And this is five positive way of thinking that business must entail in the order to be successful. Success does come from a continuous and consistent effort. But did you know that the power of positive thinking will also really help you achieve success? Moreover, we're using business people. The reason is everything we do in this world arises from mindset, from perseverance, persistence, and mental strength come from the mind, you know. So in order to be a successful businessman, you must have different thoughts from other people. In other words, a business must know how to think positively and convert it into a behavior or action. When running a business in the future, you will go through many challenges and problems, which you certainly won't experience if you work with other people as employees. So, at the beginning of doing business, at least you have the master. Until and get used to thinking positively so that your mentality doesn't collapse easily. First, thinking positively. Challenge facing. Starting your own business is also a challenge. So, of course, the challenge will confront you more and more following those of you who running a business. In business, keep in mind that there are such things as ups and downs. Business not always profitable continuously. You might experience setbacks trapped by obstacle or obstacles. Indeed, it is sad and painful when business is going well, especially if there are obstacles that seem really difficult to penetrate. But if you think positively and react negatively, you may not find way out, you know. It negative experience are also needed to drive business progress more rapidly, but don't overdo it. Thinking positive make the challenge that are facing you are promising opportunity. Believe that in every challenge that might be a key to success to improve a business. So you can keep the spirit alive. And second, the key to keep trying and not give up. Still relate to previous point, you also have think positively and keep trying. Don't give up easily. Yes, there are indeed many challenges that confront and problems that arise. However, to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have strong mentality. Have a positive mindset, a strong discipline to always go ahead no matter what. It's okay to feel sad or hopeless, but don't cultivate it for too long. Try to step back and take a few steps, which goal is to revive your business. Remember again, the goals you want to achieve in this business. What your goals? There is one thing then can keep you excited. And third, about thinking positively. Don't be afraid of being wrong. Making mistake is a natural and human thing in business. If you are in the business world, remember to never be afraid to make wrong move. We will never know something is wrong or right when we have not actually done it. If in the latter there are business mistake from the steps you take, don't despair. Make it a vitamin and handle the future. Remember, a person who has never made a mistake, a person who has never stepped up. You know, even Thomas Alva Edison, before he invented the incandescent light bulb, failed for more than 9,000 times. Yeah. An example, Thomas Alva Edison, positive way of thinking. I'm successful because I have run out of what is called failure. Okay. And four, make competitor a leader. In business, of course, you don't go through it alone, but there are competitor. So instead of responding negatively, why not thinking positively and think of competitor as a valuable source of learning? If you make a competitor a threat, you will only waste energy later. Even though you can, make your competitor a source that can enrich your knowledge about industry or business you are in. You can study the marketing strategy or business model of your competitors. Next, you can think about what is unique about your business that is different for them. Then see also how you promote this business. After knowing it, you can motivate them for the better. And five, thinking positively. Don't just stay silent and hope. Remain consistent, disciplined, and focus on the goal. Apart from thinking positively, having hope in running a business is also important to make you successful. But don't just hope. There must be an act or action in it. Successful business people will keep trying, make change to the point where they can't try anymore. Keep in mind, if there is no action, there will be no reaction. So without hard work, you will not be able to make businesses successful. So that you stay enthusiastic in action. Always remember and focus on the goals and dreams you want to achieve in your business. You can also have apply in mind mapping technique around planning to shoot your goal. Whether it's a long or short-term goal, if you have it, it will encourage you to keep trying until it is achieved. Don't let the dreams, hope, goals you want to create from business just wishful thinking. Okay. So, what is positive thinking about entrepreneurship is result oriented. What would a business be without creativity and the courage to innovate? The longer the competition, the higher it will be. The product yourself cannot innovate to keep up with development or cannot produce something new. Then it's likely that your business will be abandoned by consumers. Having high creativity and innovation. Being an entrepreneurship also means that you are able to oriented that every result to get important, because in the business world there will always be obstacle and can influence you to give up. There is also related to a strong desire to get maximum result from our efforts to make. So part two, advantage of being an entrepreneur. There are several advantages that you can get when choosing to start an entrepreneur. The advantage of being entrepreneur is that you have the opportunity to more freely manage your own work, including working hours and holidays. You can earn your skill and increase your creativity, can see your potential. Whether to be a leader or a businessman without expectation, in the end, you can help open new jobs for the community. Apart from there, the advantage of being an entrepreneur is that you generate profit that you can use as additional capital or even saving for the future. Of these various advantages, being an entrepreneur have no drawback. Just like anything else, entrepreneurs also has its drawback. These definitions can appear at any time, and you must remain prepared for them, including. First, the risk of losing various steps of investment. However, workload, even though working time and rhythm tend to be flexible, get income with uncertain time. There are many self-abilities that must be honored, such as management, financial management, self-management. You can balance our work with personal life. So this is 5 tips for successful starting a business for. Okay, first, focus on one business opportunity. Second, master everything about your business. Third, always willing to learn from others. Show that your business concept is the best. Know when to stop trying. Success is what everyone is looking for. One way that many people do to achieve it is to start a business. The idea of becoming entrepreneur has become a trend in a walk of life, especially among the young. Therefore, nowadays, many people have success in becoming entrepreneurs at a young age. This is not surprising because many people are starting to feel tired and limited by just being an employee. So the thought of starting a business is their choice. To be successful in starting business, it doesn't always run smoothly. It requires several skills and steps that must be done correctly. There are even talk that say that not everyone can become an entrepreneur, but actually everyone can really become an entrepreneur if you want to learn and work hard. Scott Gabor is a young entrepreneur, author, and investor from the United States. The following are 5 tips successful business for startup for beginner. First, you can focus on one business opportunity. Along with the development of cyberspace knowledge, yes, same as everything can become a business opportunity with so many opportunities can be taken. Maybe you will be confused about choosing one opportunity to develop. So many people instead to try to develop many opportunities at the same time. But is that true? There is not right or wrong because it all depend on everyone abilities, but it will be better if you focus on just one opportunity. By focus one opportunity, all your ideas and track for developing a business will be more focused. That will make it easier for you to execute of the idea. Second, you can master everything about your business. At the beginning of starting a business, investors really dare to put their money there, but the opportunity can come at any time. So you have to be very good at everything about the business you are in and always be ready to explain it as clearly as possible. This is so that you can make investors believe that they are putting their money in the right hands, namely to you, the person who know the most about this business. Always willing to learn from others. Everyone, their own advantage. No one knows everything. It's so very important to be open to other people's views or thoughts. So, by consulting with the other people, such as to take lesson from their way done, just a mentor, friend, or someone who has been successful to be your advisor, where you discuss the things that need to be done to be successful. More listening will be better than more talking. So that your business concept is the best. Rest assured that the investor will want to invest in your business because they don't know the standard of your business concept. Therefore, show that this business concept will be very profitable for an investor. Run your business concept with minimal capital to provide construct evidence to investor. When you have shown that your concept is the best, then believe that investor will look for you. Know when to stop trying. A wise captain does not go down with this ship. That's the saying they explain that wise person is someone who knows when to try and when to stop. Stopping trying is not always a form of giving up. Sometimes there are things that force you to stop. Otherwise, you will get worse. I like ways in starting business. Sometimes the business we start doesn't bring you success, but instead make you worse off. When the situation comes, then you have to know when to stop. Being wise and sensitive to circumstances will help you avoid adversity. And part 4, cause of entrepreneur failure. This is cause of entrepreneur failure. Entrepreneur not only need to have entrepreneur success factor, but also need to understand that these are several things that can trigger or cause entrepreneur failure. You need to know and understand this is so the later you can be better prepared to face the risks of failure that occur, or you can prevent the business you are running from this thing. Things that can be the cause of the failure, the entrepreneur, among others. Not having enough experience, but in terms of insight, business visualization, and business management. Inability to control finance. Not being able to innovate according to the time. The resulting product is not needed by the market. Setting the wrong price. Less strategic business location. Mistakes in business strategy and planning. And poor inventory and production control. So you need to understand about this failure of entrepreneurship, and you want to need a goals for your business. You can start for go down, and you need to don't give up if you have a wrong failure for entrepreneurship. So thank you. This is the end for my material. I give back to Ms. Hafizah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wibi. Now I would like we will keep the questions until the end of this session. We will continue for the second speakers, Ms. Sajida Qureshi, the Deputy Director of Quality Assurance and Global Partnership, ILMA Pakistan. Ms. Sajida, the floor is yours. You have 20 to 30 minutes to share your thoughts and idea. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Hafizah. I hope I am audible to everyone. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Teguh Santoso for organizing this event and bringing us together from around the world to discuss the exciting journey of entrepreneurship. I'm also excited to join the esteemed colleagues like Wibi, Ardi, Alvianto, and Dr. Atikah. I'm also confident that our insights will contribute to inspire and guide the aspiring entrepreneurs. Thank you, the organizing team. Thank you, the moderators, Novita and Hafizah. And I would like to start with the sharing my own experience. It's like how I started, how I started as an entrepreneur, or how I continued someone else's business and that produced like a huge profit from that business. I would also like to share my screen. I would go along with the text that the actual bookish thing that has been inspiring us about the entrepreneurship. All right. So looking at the topic that is entrepreneurial pathway to entrepreneurial success. Now, this title mentions what are the things that needs to be addressed while starting up a business or looking for an idea and producing something from that idea. Now, here are all the content lines that I'm going to discuss today. The introduction, what are the characteristics of the successful entrepreneurs, what are the key characters to bring up the profitable business, and how to timeline that solid business plan, and how to bring a strong team, from where you need to secure your funding and present various funding, and how do you actually produce your product. And again, the very important thing is marketing and branding. How you are going to produce into the market or show up your product into the market, giving back to the social as a social responsibility. Again, and then you need to celebrate your success, conclusion and Q&A. All right, so people do not buy
what you do. They buy what you do, how you do it, and why you're doing it. Entrepreneurship basically is a concept where you come up with the solution from a certain problem, right? Looking at the definition is, as an entrepreneur, I am to solve pressing problems by creating innovative solutions that enhance efficiency, improve people's lives, and drive positive societal impact. Okay, so initially talking about my business and my experience, I came into link with the Canadian what can I say, Canadian Medical Center that was actually a diagnostic center. Well, in Pakistan, everybody does the same. There are like multiple diagnostic centers in Karachi, Pakistan, where I'm residing right now. But how that medical center would be different from others. So this was the basically a solution for the patients or the people who cannot travel from one place to another. So we introduced a platform, a portal where people can contact to their doctors, where people can contact to their can see their reports, can see their prescriptions over a certain portal, and they can access that portal from around the globe. So this was the solution of a certain problem, because as you see in the COVID, people faced a lot of problems. They couldn't travel from one place to another. Even they were scared to go to the hospitals. So this initially we began that, but in COVID, that was also introduced. Like people can be at home and get their medical done, get their blood tests done, being at home, right? So, looking at the definitions, what should be the characteristics of an entrepreneur or the perfect leader, the perfect founder? He or she needs to have that creativity. As we introduce, like uh, sitting at home, you can be creative. You can come up with the solutions that can have a lesser environmental issues. Rather, you can have that access being at your home. Risk taking again. Every business needs to be in the mind. Every person should have this in mind, that there needs to be risk. Like in COVID, what we faced, or initially, what were the risks that we faced? People normally used to clarify that reports are not authenticated. So these were the major risks, and we used to cater a lot of other organizations to get their medical screenings done. So there was a huge risk. Like if we could produce a negative reporting, or there should be mistakes in the reporting the medical sides of the people. So that was the risk. Resilience, adaptability. There needs to be a vision. There needs to be a passion. Again, everyone needs to have that leadership skill inside, and problem solving skills, networking ability, the most important characteristics that can grow your business. Time management, continuous learning. A person needs to learn. Like in the COVID, we learned a lot of things, lot of tools, lot of platforms that helped our business to grow. Again, continuous learning, sales and marketing proficiency, financial literacy, customer focus, ethical standards, and persistence. Okay, now how you can identify like what your idea and how your idea is that much profitable. What is the time that you need to introduce that brand? Where you are supposed to introduce your brand into the market? When? What should be the weather? Is it like, who is your audience? Is your idea likable to your audience? So this is, we need to identify the market first. Okay, now the crafting a solid business plan. The first thing, creativity and innovation. Entrepreneurs need to think outside of the box, right? There are like a lot of ideas. There were a lot of medical businesses in the market, but what was the different? What was the innovative? So that is the most important thing. Again, these are the key features that are explained very well, that I previously mentioned. Okay, the most important thing is your team. Who is in your team? What are their characteristics and how they're supposed to do their jobs? How you need to pick up the people that you think these are fine people for you and for your business. Again, being a leader, you need to define them, like what is the clear vision and what is the culture of in an environment that your product your product needs to be launched. Matching the roles to the skills and responsibilities, recruiting a diverse skill set, fostering effective communication, empowering team members, recognizing achievements. Now, looking at these points, I need to mention, like I hired people from very low background, or most of the time when I was given that project, I had lesser number of team. I had like youngest people, youngest mind. What I did initially, I trained them about the portals, about the whole environment, about the peoples, about the mindset, about the audience mindset, and I train also let them learn and create their own decisions looking at the scenarios. So no matter who you are picking up, please introduce them or induct the learning adaptability into those people as they can be your strong team. Again, secure funding, how you need to secure, from where you need to come up with the funding. uh, First of all, you need to have that robust business plan and bootstrap using personal savings and revenue, seek support from friends and family, approach angel investors from equity, pitch your ventures to the capitalists, crowdfunding platforms, apply for the grants and explore the competitions, consider bank loans, join the accelerators and incubators, form a strategic partnership from investment, explore government startup programs, use convertible notes to the flexible funds, and network and pitch at the industries. These are the basic tips that from where you need to bring up your funds. Uh, Coming back to my experience, I was given a very smaller amount of funds. So what I did, I started networking. I started doing the partnerships with the organizations, and I started looking for again the loans and everything. But looking at my business plan, my loans, the portal that I was going to pitch to the market was introduced initially. That had a biggest boom in the market. So that's how I secured the funds. Okay. Now, how you would develop your ideas into the iterations? Okay, generate ideas that validate through the market. We do have bunch of ideas in the youngest minds, but are these the requirement of the market? We need to go for the market search. Build a minimum viable product with the core features. That products that has the basic features needs to be produced initially. Gather user feedback and priorities and improvements. What we initially did, we conducted surveys through the audience, the people that we, actually I can say the patients. Whenever they used to visit us, we used to give them a feedback form, an online portal form, where they were supposed to put the feedback. So through this, we gathered the data, like what are the problems they are going to have and what are the things that that requires needs to be improvement, right? Use agile approach with the iterative cycles. Again, once these steps are done, we can induct a single step from in between. That is the agile approach. Okay, we need to have a certain tools and platforms that needs to help us in decision making. That those tools are data driven. That helps a lot. Continuously release the application based on your user needs. Stay adaptable to the market changes and trends. Incorporate innovations. Again, test thoroughly for the quality assurance and maintain a user-centric and communicative approach. Medical is a very sensitive business initially. For this, we need to have different councils, different organizations from where we were supposed to get the certifications that could bring the quality, that could check the quality assurance of or services that were given. Now, coming to the most important thing is marketing and branding. The targeted audience, who your audience need to be, where you are supposed to market your product. So I handled the social media of my own business as well. from where I targeted a certain age group, I targeted certain organizations where my branding, my marketing strategy could reach a huge audience. Okay, unique value proposition, like what is your product's unique value proposition? Why it is different from other brands? Branding consistency, well, social media nowadays playing a very, very, very important role, and you need to be consistent while marketing your product or the services. You need to keep on marketing your product and services. No matter what, there needs to be a consistency. Okay, online presence, build a strong website and engage on social media. That is a very important thing in today's world, in today's innovative world. Like, you need to have your online presence on website or the social media pages. There are keywords mentioned on your website that can engage people, that can grab your audience, as you've been experiencing the same. Whatever we talk or speak to our friends, the same thing, the same keyword, our phone picks it up and produce certain social media branding or marketing before the product that you were initially talking about. So this is how keywords work. Content marketing, create a valuable content to attract and educate your audience. Again, when I am presenting myself online, I need to show to the world through the content, through the pictures, like who am I and what my product or service is. SEO strategy, optimize your online content for search engine. The most important point, search engine optimization is obviously we are too much addicted to these portable devices like laptops and phones, and whenever we are stuck somewhere, we just go to the search engine and type out that keyword that we want to look for. So that keyword helps you a lot. Like for me, as I started my medical business, I had diagnostic center, whatever the services were there, those were the keywords for my business that produce an SEO strategy. Whoever used to search about medical, my strategy was to be in the top list or be in the top 10 links of the search engine. So SEO strategy helps a lot. Email marketing, we used to gather the data from our customers. We used to have their emails, as we can continuously push them by sending the emails, the services, the new introduced services, the marketing strategies via emails. Influencers partnership, in today's era, the most important thing. People are looking for the influencers rather going through the billboards, right? Influencers are the ones who have like millions of audience, and they can just pitch your product or service. You can have a lot of audience or a lot of customers. Paid advertising, utilize online ads to target specific demographics. That is also very important. Public relation, media coverage again, and measure and analyze the marketing efforts for optimization, customer engagement, and adaptations. Why you need to think as an entrepreneur, whatever you're going to produce or serve, what is the social responsibility into that? How you're paying to your people, your culture, your country. So before producing or generating your ideas into the implementation plan, you need to have that responsibility. Either my product or service harmful to the audience, either my product or services affecting the people's mindset, or maybe the physical harassment, or maybe the physical impact. So you need to think like how you're going to give back to the audience or to the society. So a medical center had an impact in the society. Like whenever you need to especially our doctors were there online to serve or to consult to their patients. So how they are treating them, are they building certain relationships with them? Are they recommending the medical supplements to them that are again not harmful in another way? So you need to think how you are socially responsible by giving up any product or service. Again, at the end, bringing your product into the market. Now again, you need to celebrate. It took me around 6 months to bring that off-going business to the level that where I was starting having profit. So that was the time that I celebrated, and again I went to Europe from that profit. That helped me a lot. So in a conclusion, my point is, I would conclude in my words. You need to have a certain product. You need to have a certain idea. That is obviously a solution of something. You need to build up team for that. You need to bring certain funds for that, and you need to be persistent. You need to introduce your ideas to the market to get the funds. And again, after doing everything, after building your team, either brick and mortar or online, you need to introduce into the market, and again monitor and be consistent and go for the quality measures for that product and service. And that's how, yes, one more important thing. You may fail once, twice, or thrice, whatever your product or service is, but you need to keep on going. Rather giving up on everything, but you need to keep on going. One day your idea or service will have that mark as well. I would give the example of KFC. That person who was in his age, who was the older person, had that idea and he kept on serving, but at certain age he had that market boom. So again, we are fond of KFC around the globe. So age doesn't matter. You need to be persistent. You need to go for the continuity of your product and service. Like, tell the people this is how you are serving. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sajida. Now I would like to call next speaker, Dr. Atikah Johari, Associate Research Fellow from the Center of Excellence Social Innovation and Sustainability from University of Malaysia, Perlis. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Dr. Atikah Noor. The floor is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good day to all of you. Thank you so much, Ms. Novita, and also Mr. Ardi. And also thank you very much to our moderator today, Ms. Hafizah. And also nice to listen regarding all the talk given by Sajida Qureshi from ILMA, Pakistan, and also Mr. Wibi Ardi from STEKOM, Indonesia. So right now we will continue to learn something regarding to entrepreneurship related to the role that need to play by the young entrepreneur to make sure that they are success in entrepreneurial. Okay, let me share the slide right now. Okay, so for today's session, I would like to share with you in terms of the knowledge related to entrepreneurial pathway to entrepreneurial success, that focusing on guides for young entrepreneurs. So I'm sure that every single student after finish study, they want to further their career. So maybe they want to be an entrepreneur one day later. So before I'm focusing regarding the next slide, let me introduce myself. Okay, my name is Atikah binti Johari, Associate Research Fellow from Center of Excellence for Social Innovation and Sustainability, CoESIS from University of Malaysia, Perlis. Okay, so now I will brief to you regarding the outlines for today's session. So I will have an introduction with you, then continue with the importance of understanding entrepreneurial pathways, and then we will lead to the step towards entrepreneurial success. Okay, now before we proceed more detail regarding this session, so I want you to have a clear understanding related to entrepreneurial pathway, entrepreneurial success, and also young entrepreneurs. So for your information, when we call the name of entrepreneurial pathway, means that we want to know the journey. Okay, the journey start in entrepreneurship is related to the how we can gain the idea of business, how we plan our business, execution of and growth, and also potentialize it. So in this entrepreneurial pathway, like we want to know the cycle of the business, okay, to make sure that from the beginning, we will end up with a success. And then you should know also the term of entrepreneurial success. So normal practice, when we discuss about success, we are looking regarding the performance. So we can measure the performance in terms of the two categories. The first one we call as a financial performance, and the other one is a non-financial performance. Then when we talk about young entrepreneurs for Malaysian context, we range the age of the young entrepreneur from 18 to 40. So these young entrepreneurs will perform entrepreneurial activities in terms of identifying, creating, and pursuing innovative business opportunities. Okay, so this young entrepreneur will face a risk, so need to adapt with the changing environment that they need to face in the environment. And also they have to know the economic growth and also the societal progress. So when you understand these three concepts, make sure that you need to know how to make sure that you can go through all the entrepreneurial pathway to make sure that you will lead to the entrepreneurial success later. Okay, now, why we need to understand the term of entrepreneurial pathway? Because entrepreneurial pathway is one term that very important to make sure that we can success in our entrepreneurial world. So for example, when we understand entrepreneurial pathway means that we have a guides to do a decision making in our business. For example, how many money that we need to invest, who are the investors, what about our markets, and so on. Okay, then maybe the importance of entrepreneurial pathway, it can help us to define goal and objective for our business. And then from this entrepreneurial pathway, it helps us to motivate and inspire not us as an entrepreneur, the young entrepreneur, but we need to have some motivation and inspire other people such as our employees. And also focus effort. So from this entrepreneurial pathway, we will have a focus, the thing that we want to put an effort. Okay, then differentiate from competitors. So from the entrepreneurial pathway means that we can do some uniqueness in our business, so we can compare with our competitors and give some special to our customer. Attract investors and partners. So when we need some more money to invest, so we can have our investors to invest in our business. The next one is enhance resource allocation and facilitates communication, adapts to change, mitigates uncertainty, long-term sustainability, and personal fulfillment. For example, personal fulfillment. When we know very clear regarding entrepreneurial pathway, then we know how we need to fulfill our effort to make sure that at the end, we need to have our rewards, maybe in terms of the profit, maybe in terms of the satisfaction. Okay, now, after we know the importance of entrepreneurial pathway, so let's start. Young entrepreneurs achieve entrepreneurial success from these 11 steps that involved in this slide. Okay, for example, step 1, define your vision and mission. So clearly, all young entrepreneurs, you have to make sure that you know clearly regarding your vision and mission. Why? Because we have to remember these statements, vision and mission, are foundational elements that guide your decision, actions, and strategies. They provide direction and purpose, helping you navigate challenges and seize opportunities as you work toward your goal. So clearly here, as young entrepreneurs, you have to make sure that you are clear-cut in terms of your vision and mission. Why? Because we can get some information from the vision and mission. For example, in vision, we need to define it because it reflects on your values and passion. And vision the future. Think big, consider stakeholders, and also draft a vision statement. So from this statement vision, we'll come or proceed to the mission statement. So you have to craft your mission statement. So because in this mission statement, you define your purpose, identify target audience, highlight unique value, consider impact, and incorporate core value. So these two statements, vision and mission, will help you to make sure that you can achieve your business goal. And then step 2, we need to focus on the market aspect. So we have to do a marketing research. Why? Because in marketing research, we need to do this process we call as a market segmentation. Why? Because in market segmentation, we need to know what groups of customers in my market are similar enough that the same products or service will appeal to all of them. So after you know the market segmentation, will lead you to do this process. The second one, we call as a target market. So now, which specific group of customers have I decided to target? So from these two terms, when you do the market segmentation, then you will proceed to the target market. Then the last one, you will need to make sure there is a unique positioning strategy to make sure that your product, your service, your business are in mind of your customers and also your competitors. Then proceed to step 3. You need to make sure young entrepreneurs, you know how to identify opportunities. In order to identify opportunities, there are 4 essential qualities that you need to look at. For example, make sure that an opportunity is quite attractive enough, then timely, durable, and also anchored in the product, service, or business that creates or add value for its buyer or user. So after you make sure that opportunities are quite enough in a good quality, so now you have to think how to identify an opportunity. So here there are 3 ways that you can use to identify an opportunity. But the first one is observing trend. So trends here, maybe you have to look and survey the trends regarding economic trends, social trends. So from this, in order to identify and searching for an opportunity. And then the second way is you can identify an opportunity by trying to solve a problem. So by looking at the problems and try to solve, you will have a solution in order to make sure that you can use that solution to be your business idea. Okay, the third one is finding gaps in the marketplace. So maybe you find some gaps that must be filled up to make sure that we can have a new strategy or solve problem. So from here, you need to recognize the opportunity. So we want to know the opportunity recognition process. So after you do all the environmental trends, for example, economic, social, technological, and political, and regulatory, you need to mismatch in between your characteristic as a young entrepreneur regarding your prior experience, regarding your cognitive factors, regarding social networks, and also creativity. So these elements will be blended together to make sure that we will find an opportunity gap. Okay, so here the difference between what is available and what is possible will be your opportunity gap. Then this process will lead you to the new business idea, products, new products or new service. Okay, so after that, you as a young entrepreneur, you should have a strong team. So it's starting with you as the founder or founders. Then you need to team up with other people that can help you to run and organize your business organization. For example, you need to have your key employees, your management team, your board of advisors, lenders, and investors, other professionals, and also board of directors. So these people will help you to run your business to make sure that you can achieve your objective, mission, and vision. And then step 4, make sure young entrepreneurs also know how to create a comprehensive business plan, because this document will help you to run your business systematically. Because in this business plan, we have here, for example, 11 sections that can help you to make sure that you can perform very well. Okay, this comprehensive business plan serves as a strategic tool that not only helps you to secure funding, but also guides your business growth and success. Business plan also is a roadmap to you to make sure that you can organize your business. And then step 5 related to funding strategies. So as a young entrepreneur, you have to make sure that you have enough funding to make sure that you can start up your business. Okay, when we talk about funding, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 financial objectives of entrepreneurial firm. For example, number 1, we need funds to make sure that we can gain profit later. We need funding because we want to facing the liquidity We need funding because we want to have efficiency and also stability. For example, we need profitability because of what companies' ability to make a profit. Liquidity, we need fund because to make sure that companies' ability to meet its short-term obligation. Efficiency, how productively a firm utilize its asset. Stability, the overall health of the financial structure of the firm, particularly as it relates to its debt to equity ratio. Okay, now, after you know the objective of your finance part, you need to prepare for debt or equity financing. So there are 3 steps involved here. You need to determine precisely how much money is needed. Step 2, determine the most appropriate type of financing or funding. And the last one, develop a strategy for engaging potential investors or bankers. So as young entrepreneur, you have to make sure that you know these steps, make sure that you can have enough funding to start up your business. Besides that, we need to know also the source. Where is the money come from before we start our business? For example, we need our personal funding is come from your personal funds, your friends, your relative, your family. Maybe it's come from the bootstrapping. Maybe it's come from the debt financing, loans from the bank, commercial banks, online lenders, peer-to-peer lenders, factoring, vendor credit. And also, you can use the equity capital. You get the funds from the business angel, venture capital, IPO, initial public offering. And also, other than that, you have other sources we call as a creative sources. You can have a crowdfunding, leasing, grant program, also strategic partners to make sure that you can have enough funding. Okay, then the most important thing in this pathway of entrepreneurial is you need to make sure that you can execute and adapt. So this execution and adaptability are fundamental to the success of an entrepreneurial venture. While having a strong strategy and plan is important, the ability to execute effectively and adapt to changing circumstances is what enables business to thrive in dynamic and competitive markets. By combining strategic planning with agile execution and a willingness to adapt, entrepreneurs can position their ventures for sustained success and growth. So you have to make sure that you can execute means that you need to turn your vision into reality by doing daily business to business. You need to differentiate success from failure. You also need to build your credibility, maximize the opportunities, optimize resources, iterative improvement, and also mitigating risk. While the other side, you need to adapt. You have to know how to navigate uncertainty, market and customer shift, competitive edge, innovation and growth, resilience in crisis, leveraging emerging technologies, and also employee morale and engagement. Okay, next step, you need also to focus in terms of marketing and branding. Why? Because this aspect, marketing and branding, so important because number one, it will establish identity and recognition from your customer. You can building trust and credibility from among your competitors and also from your customers. You need to do the targeting the right audience and also creating emotional connection. And the last one is increasing customer loyalty. Okay, not just marketing and branding, you need also to make sure that you are focusing on customer acquisition and retention, because it's very smart to make sure that you as a young entrepreneur, you need to know your customer to make sure that you can help them to buy your product or service. Also, you need to retain them to make sure that for a long time they will buy your products or service. Value of acquiring customer is growth and expansion, revenue generation, diversification of customer base, increased brand awareness, and also market validation. When it comes to the value of retaining customer, so the first one is customer lifetime value, reduce cost, referral and word of mouth, brand advocacy, stability, and revenue. So make sure young entrepreneurs, you know your customer, how to make sure that they come to your business, not just coming, but they are buying your product, and then they will be your loyal customer in the future. And then step 5 is about scaling up. So as a young entrepreneur, you have to make sure that you can grow up your business time to time. Okay, you need to make sure that you need to increase your production or service capacity. You need to expand your market research. You need to enhance the distribution channel, and also you need to make sure that time to time the performance of your business grow enough. And then step number 5, not forget regarding how to overcome challenge in your business organization. For example, here, when you have a problems or challenge regarding your financial management, for example, you have a problems regarding your cash flow. What happened to your cash flow? The fluctuation happened, inadequate funding and mismanagement of finance. So what should you do? You need to find a solution. For example, you need to create a detailed budget, manage expenses, maintain an emergency fund, explore financing option, and consider working with financial advisors. For example, if you have problem or challenge regarding competition, okay, how to solve your competition problems? You can differentiate your product or service, focus on unique value propositions, and continuously innovate to stay ahead of the competition. Example again, regarding market, in marketing your product or service, you need to find a solution. Maybe you can stay adaptable and responsive. You can conduct a market research. You can anticipate trends and make timely adjustment to your offering. Okay, and the last one, the step 5 is sustainable growth. So when you begin and start up your business venture, then you need to manage it, the operation, and make sure that you can sustain your business. So now in step 11, you will learn regarding sustainable growth. For example, so we may ask ourselves why we need to grow. So there are some reasons for growth, maybe in terms of the economies of scale, maybe in terms of the economy of scope, maybe into the marketing aspect. You want to be a market leadership, you want to influence and have power and survive in the industry. And maybe in terms of the customer, you want to accommodate them, and also growth of key customers. Also, you want to attract and retain talented employees in your business organization. Okay, now, when we talk about sustainable growth, you need to know how to make sure that you can grow up your business. So you need to have strategy. As young entrepreneur, you need to know there are 2 types of strategies. Okay, the first one we call as an internal growth strategy, and the next one is external growth strategies. For example, under internal growth strategies, you as young entrepreneur, you can use the strategy of new product development. You can choose other product-related strategies, and also you can use international expansion. While if you want to choose external growth strategy, you can use this concept. Number 1 is a merger and acquisition. Maybe you can use licensing. Maybe you can use strategic alliances and joint ventures and franchising. So these 2 internal and external growth strategy can be used to make sure that you can sustain, grow up your business. Okay, as a conclusion, so the entrepreneurial pathway provides young entrepreneurs with a structured journey to navigate from ideation to entrepreneurial success, marked by innovation, resilience, and strategic decision-making, leading to the realization of their vision and the creation of lasting value. So hopefully, for young entrepreneurs, you can use this idea, this knowledge to make sure that you can proceed in entrepreneurial world one day later. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Atikah. Okay, now I proceed with the second round for Q&A session. I will begin with the Q&A session with Miss Sajida. There are several questions that I'm going to ask for each speakers for today's session. We will start with Miss Sajida first. Okay. The first question is from Kyla. How to see business opportunities that have great opportunities to develop in digital era, and how to start even with minimal capital? Please, your microphone is mute. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the COVID has made us like to learn a lot of things being at home. I have been doing this. Whatever you do, just note it down. Initially, what you can do is you can give your services online by producing a content, by producing or giving a product review. that normally girls are doing these days. But especially the guys are also, what they're doing, they just give the car reviews or the car parts review these days. So pick up something that you are fond of, even the cooking, just snap it or give it a video recording, whatever, just create a content from it and put it on different social medias. Initially you will learn how to grab the market and audience, right? And once when you are creating your audience, you will build up your customers. You can give these services to your customers. In my friend circle, there were certain ladies who created a food content. Now they are giving booklets, recipe booklets into the market. I can see those recipes in the bookshops, right? If it is considering the car parts, there are certain guys who have created their own websites that are giving the information about those car parts, right? I travel a lot. I have been creating the videos, but initially I did not did it for the purpose of travel vlogging. But now I have started the same, because initially you can have that YouTube earnings. Initially you can have that Facebook or TikTok earnings. So basically you can give it your idea, a picturized form, and put it on social media. That's how initially you can do. Yes, without funding, initially you can give the services and use such platforms. Then you can create your own business. Most of the people do the tutorials of how to do the online learnings. Initially they earned through that learning, tutorials, and they created the tutorial, and now they are earning from those tutorials as well, because now these are the paid ones, right? So basically initially you can start by doing something being at home, that is without zero investment, right? That's how you can start it up.
Thank you very much to Kaila, meaning that you have to start at home to start
home.
in
Yeah.
the middle. Okay,
Yes.
so the second question from Haikal, also this question to Ms. Sajida. Sometimes we want to start a business, but we don't have capital. Are there businesses opportunity without capital?
Okay. As I said, in today's world, people are going online, right? So start whatever your business, whatever your product or service is, create an online platform for this. Start pitching into the audience, because if you want to go to the brick and mortar from the online, then you need a capital, you need people to serve. But if you are starting it from online, you do not need a certain team. You are individually capable and enough for yourself. Create something initially that you can produce to the market, and produce a certain plan and proposal from that product or service or the idea that you have. Normally what we do at ILMA University, we create an entrepreneurship shows and events where students come up with the ideas and we give them the capital. So there are certain universities around the globe who are providing fundings upon your ideas. But first you need to pitch your idea. You need to create a business proposal. You need to show to the people who are supposed to invest into your business, like how you're going to give them the profit, right? But since you have no investment, you can start it by creating your own website, because that's a skill. You can do it. You do not need a certain person or people to help you out. There are certain YouTube channels who can help you how to create a website of your product or service. Do the brandings, do the listings. That is open and that requires zero funding initially. So that's how you can start it.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Sajida.
Thank you.
Haikal, you can start with a free website or blogspot or online, anything. So you can start with your business. Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Sajida. Now I would like to continue for the next question to Mr. Wibi Ardi. There are two questions for you. The first one, how do consumers trust our online store? If we are newly built online store, we have no review from customer who have bought our product, and also what strategies should be applied to prospective customer so they trust our businesses? This question from Brother Faiz. Please, Mr. Wibi, this question for you.
Okay, thank you for this question. Thank you, Mr. Faiz. Okay, first, you can create video content, upload social media. You need to build an audience on social media. Provide interesting fact related to your product. For example, your product is tea. You can create content about the benefits of drinking tea in the morning. The tendency for the people to be curious if it is related directly with their life. Next, if you need a product review, you can ask 10 of your friends to review your product. You can ask them to buy it, or you can give it for free as long as they give your product review on all their social media. So what you have to think about so that your product is in demand is to be known first. Try to see your product every day until they are finally interested in trying it. That's my answer.
Okay, thank you. Brother Faiz, the gist of the answer is you start with the small, you have to invest small. Make sure that your friends, you're giving free to your friends, and then you can expand your business. Okay, Mr. Wibi, next question. Does a businessman's soul grow naturally within a person, or can a businessman's soul be developed while attending a business vocational school? This is question from Mr. Sukamto.
Okay.
Please. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this often happens among friends. Giving information to other people whose business success has a business spirit. He called be lucky because maybe his parents already have a big business. So he just continues. In my opinion, the business spirits is when people are under pressure. Then the strength to survive will appear. There the business spirit is born. Humans need big motivation to start a business. Hunger is one of the big motivation for human to finally start a business.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wibi. In other words, you must have a big why.
Yes.
Why you want to you start your business. Okay. Okay. Now, I will continue. Next questions to Dr. Atikah Noor. Okay. The questions for Dr. Atikah Noor from Wesley. Which creativity and innovation are important in the world of entrepreneurship? Please, Dr. Atikah.
Okay, thank you for the question. So for that question related to two terms, creativity and innovative. So these two terms are most important thing that you should familiar with and know in entrepreneurship, because these creativity terms will help you to generate new idea. So you can use tools to make sure that you can think creatively. And then after you think creatively, you will get the new business idea. From that business idea, you have to turn it into a new product or service. That process we can use the term of innovation. So related to that question just now, creativity. So what kind of creativity that we need to have to make sure that we can do an innovation process? So there are lots of creativity that we can use to make sure that we can convert the business idea into product or service. For example, we need to use our experience before when you using the product or service, when you're facing a problem, then you can notice from that, you can gain a new idea to make sure that you can convert it into a new product or service by using the term of innovation or innovative. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Atikah. The next question to Dr. Atikah, this is from Mr. Rizal. How to develop new ideas for a new product or service, and how to identify ideas that fit existing business opportunity. Please, Dr. Atikah.
Okay, thank you. When you want to develop a new business idea, it's come from many ways. Okay, for example, you can get the new ideas from looking at the current problem facing in the market right now. From that, you try to solve the problem. So by solving the problem, then you can produce a new product or service to make sure that you can overcome that problem or issue. Or else you can find gaps in the market. So the thing that we can produce a product or service to make sure that we can overcome the gaps in the market, or else we can create totally new product or service. So by identifying this new idea will help you to perform better in production in terms of produce a product or service. Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank you very much, Dr. Atikah. Okay, so is there any more question from the floor? You can open your mic. Okay, if no questions, so I will pass to Miss MC, Miss Novita.
Thank you so much
Over
for
to you, Miss Novita.
Thank you so much for Miss Hafizah for the handling this session today. Fine. Okay. Before we close this session, let us take a photo together. So everyone, please open your camera. Let's take a picture. I will take a picture on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Thank you. Thank you for your keen cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of webinar today. We would like to repeat thanks again to all speakers for the excellent information. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for our audience. And I hope we can meet again at another event in the future. Also, I would like to thank all participants for attending this webinar and making this even more interesting. At least we hope to have more collaboration in the future. The webinar for today and here. Have a nice day and nice to see you for everyone. Thank you for Dr. Sajida, Dr. Atikah, Dr. Wibi, and Dr. Hafizah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you.